Today I would like to announce we are running a sale on the 10 shooter.
Buffalo and crawling, the 10 shooter rocks.
So you may be familiar with a 10 shooter motor. There are a lot of people that do find them very pleasurable to drive. It is a 10 pole end runner that has sensors on the back. So you may want to use this with a castle controller. However, in my opinion, these do work better when you use it with something that's an AM32 based, like our Crawlmaster V3 or our Crawlmaster HV. Because at this point, the sensorless is actually a lot better at startup than the sensored. It also is quieter. But we have these two models, and once these are cleared out, they are going to be gone. This is the 10 shooter, which we used to have problems even having these listed because originally my ESCs were called the silencer. You put a 10 shooter with a silencer on Facebook or Instagram, they take the post down extremely quickly. They don't care what the photos look like. So the name, I love the name of 10 shooter, but I'm not sure if I can come back out with this one because we have so many things in our catalog. They're seemingly gun-based names. This was totally by chance that it is affecting our ability to have search engine results and posting on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. So I kind of want to avoid that in the long term. You know, we got revolvers, we got silencers, we got 10 shooters. It's starting to add up, I guess. At any rate, let's talk about the 10 shooter. So this is an end runner design. We have the stubby size in 2700 kV and we have the standard size in 2700 kV. Our stubby, 47 millimeters long, not as stubby as most of our things in the catalog these days, which are called stubby, but it does have the sensors on the back and it also has these beefy solder tabs and that adds some internal space. This has a 15 millimeter long stator, just like any of our other stubby motors and like pretty much everybody else's 540 in the industry. Let's see, do I have any other examples? Nope, not right now. So you'll just take my word for it. Then we have the standard length. This is also the 2700 kV. This has 21 millimeters of stator. This will give you 40% more torque. It'll give you 40% more drag brake and 40% more everything that you would produce from this motor. Both of them, being a 10 pole end runner, have extremely slow startup. They are very controllable and we are discounting them by 50% in the catalog. So these were, I believe, $150, so now they're $75. Check the website for it. You will find them in the brushless special edition. I believe it's called special edition. Yeah, special edition section. We should get these into the clearance section as soon as possible, but they don't have their own part in the catalog because I wasn't really planning on carrying them for an extremely long period of time. So they did not have their own section ever created. So you'll find them in the brushless special edition part of the catalog. These are really fun to drive though, whether you run a castle controller or whether you run an AM32. So kind of sad to see them go, but I will do my best to have something that's similar down the road. I do have a new stator that is coming for 10 pole end runners that will be much better performing. So y'all clearing these out of our catalog is going to give us space not only on the shelf, but also let us move forwards with a few of the various 10 pole end runner projects that I have on the table. Not on this table. Well, there may be one hiding somewhere. At any rate, we would really appreciate if you help us clear out the catalog, and from what y'all have been saying, y'all really appreciate the deep discounts on high quality products. So really appreciate the support, and this is helping us move forward with the next products. If you do have any questions, leave them down below. We'll do our best to get to them. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.
Buffalo and crawling, the 10 shooter rocks.
A quick aside on this, what would you actually use these for? So the stubby, pretty much anything that's a crawler, unless it is a super duper heavy rig or a tow rig. So it'll keep up with the 2-speed. Since this does have a pretty big can for heat dissipation, but if you're wanting to run it in a 2-speed like a TRX4 or even the TRX6, something like that, I would choose the standard size. It has a lot more stator, it's gonna do better with the high load, and if you're running around full blast all the time in second gear, you know, the 10 pole maybe not is the best choice, but as long as you're not overheating it, then there's really no problem. So that's just something to keep an eye out for if you are running at higher speeds. And even with towing, if you don't have enough gear reduction, any motor's gonna overheat. So just something to be aware of. And maybe with a 2700 kV, you should stay in first gear on a TRX4 if you're gonna be using it for towing duties. Just something that I would at least do. But otherwise, either of these motors can be used in pretty much any crawling rig that takes a 540 motor. So all of your Element Enduros and their variations, your SCX10 2s and 3s or 1s or whatever, any of the Red Cat rigs that take 540 motors or 550 motors, of course, for that matter, TRX 4s, what else? All the Vanquish rigs, they're going to fit in that. That pretty much covers most of the things that are sold today, I do believe. I don't know, if you got any questions, leave them down below and we will see if it's a good fit for you. It should be. These are pretty universal, of course, and they are great performing. So there you go.
Holmes Hobbies got the motors, they're the best in the game. Whether you're crawling slow or racing for fame, the 10 shooter's got torque, it's ready to crawl. But don't forget the 4-pole when you want to go tall. Holmes Hobbies 10 shooter, crawling real slow. Precision and torque, now you're ready to roll. 4-pole for the speed when you're racing the clock. But for low-end control, the 10 shooter rocks. 10 poles in the shooter, that's power you feel. Tackling every boulder like it's no big deal. Holmes Hobbies brings the best for that steady drive. With the 10 shooter motor, your rig comes alive. Holmes Hobbies 10 shooter got that crawling finesse. 4 poles for speed, but the shooter's the best. The torque and control when the rocks get steep. Holmes Hobbies motors make your crawl a creep. To the race, Holmes Hobbies got your back. 10 shooters for crawling, keeping you on track. The 4 poles fast, but when torque's what you need, the 10 shooters got power guaranteed. Holmes Hobbies 10 shooter, crawling real slow. Precision and torque, now you're ready to go. 4 poles for the speed, racing out of the block. But for low-end crawling, the 10 shooter rocks. Holmes Hobbies. Holmes Hobbies 10 shooter, crawling real slow. Precision and torque, now you're ready to go. 4 poles for the speed, racing out of the block. But for low-end crawling, the 10 shooter rocks. Holmes Hobbies. Holmes Hobbies got the motors, they're the best in the game. Whether you're crawling slow or racing for fame, the 10 shooter's got torque, it's ready to crawl. But don't forget the 4-pole when you want to go tall. Holmes Hobbies. Holmes Hobbies. 10 shooter crawling real slow. Precision and torque, now you're ready to go. 4 poles for the speed, racing out of the block. But for low-end crawling, the 10 shooter rocks. But for low-end crawling, the 10 shooter rocks. But for low-end crawling, the 10 shooter rocks.